Shocking incidents took place in Warrenburg Hall.
And changes to the university are starting to take place.
It's cold and gloomy outside, but that sun will return. We'll have details on Halloween weather coming up soon.
We have that and more. 15 News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Nick Rakowski.
And I'm Alexa Minton.
A couple of weeks ago, shocking incidents took place in Warrenburg Hall. Reporter Jewel Garcia has their story and responses from students and faculty on its impact on the school community.
On September 30th, right before the beginning of We Matter Week, a week put together by the BSO, Black Student Organization, in conjunction with many other student organizations, to celebrate Black individuals, their accomplishments, and help bring attention to their struggles. The letters KKK were found etched into an elevator in Warrenburg Hall. At the end of We Matter Week, the event occurred again in the same elevator. The police were notified and the markings were removed. The assistant chief of VUPD reached out with a statement saying VUPD has increased patrol and is following up on all leads. He also stressed the importance of reporting any information. Dr. Stacy Miller, the Associate Provost of Inclusion and Retention and a member of the Bias Incident Response Team, said
everyone's impacted by these behaviors. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that some groups are not disproportionately impacted more than others, but I believe that oppression is pervasive and it impacts everyone, right? If your fellow students don't feel safe, trust me that that's going to have some impact on your life.
Down with David Sanders, the PR chair of BSO, and Nick Davis, the treasurer of BSO.
For everyone to always, if they're feeling any kind of way, seek help. You know, talk to people, right? Especially people who are impacted by these events like this. We, as BSO, as Black people on campus, we will always fight for justice.
Be the change you want to see in the world. And basically what I mean by that is if you see injustice, call it out. Have these uncomfortable conversations. Educate yourself on different cultures, different aspects of the world. 2, Black lives have mattered in the past, Black lives matter now, and Black lives will matter in the future.
In a letter to the Board of Directors, Interim President Colette Irwin-Knott is set to lead a task force about the issue with Valpo's mascot. She outlines the national conservation surrounding the appropriateness of various buildings, names, statues, and mascots. The Valpo mascot, the Crusader, has been a controversial topic because of the actions Crusaders took during the Crusades War. The Crusaders committed acts of violence against Jews and Muslims in the Middle East during the war. She writes, the charge of the mascot task force is to consider the university's use of the Crusader nickname and mascot as a presentation of the university. Its mission and its values, the task force, it is expected to create a report and recommendation by December 9th, 2020.
The search for the next president of Valparaiso University continues even with the COVID-19 pandemic. The process was delayed last semester when the pandemic closed the university. The Presidential Search Committee met on the week of the 20th and made a list of candidates that were to be interviewed. Last week, the committee began to schedule meetings with candidates and are talking with the candidates currently.
The Valparaiso University TEDx event will take place February 26, 2021, with students, faculty, and staff having the ability to speak. As the application states, speakers are able to tell a story and argue an idea for using credible proof. TEDx stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design and is an independently organized event through VU. If you are interested in speaking, your topic does not have to relate to the theme of reignite, reimagine, and reform. And the application can be found at TEDxValparaisoUniversity.com.
This week's poll is out. What is your favorite Halloween treat? Is it chocolate, fruit candy, baked goods, or a healthy option? Head on over to our Twitter page after the broadcast to cast your vote. We have 15's weather Heather Bricka in the studio today to tell us about our upcoming weather. So Heather, what will trick-or-treating weekend be like?
Like it's the perfect trick-or-treating weekend, even though with COVID and everything going on, the sun and the nice temperatures are going to be returning soon. As of right now, Valpo is sitting under some cloudy skies, and we will be seeing rain later on in the evening. Rain tomorrow in the forecast, lake-enhanced rain, sunny Halloween ahead of us, and sun the rest of the week. Currently, right now, we're sitting at 46 degrees, 10-mile-per-hour winds, but those winds will be dying down. Radar, we can see just a little bit of spotty showers here and there over the Valparaiso area, but really not a whole lot to see. 46 in Valparaiso, 43 in Lansing, and 44 in the Chicago area. After that cold front passed right through, we are feeling the cold temperatures for right now. Just a drop in 1 degree weather, or 1 degree in Valpo, 4 in Gary. The future radar, as far as that goes, we can see that lake-enhanced rain setting up over Valparaiso by tonight and even into tomorrow morning. By Friday tomorrow morning, we might see a little bit of freezing rain. A little bit later on in the week, we'll be getting more into the Halloween temperatures later on.
States is being bombarded with different elements and weather types.
And NASA announced a massive discovery on the moon this week. Stick with us. Mother Nature is packing a punch. With Tropical Storm Zeta threatening the Gulf Coast, fire danger ramping up in the west, and a winter storm headed for the Mountain West to the Central Plains. As Britt Conway reports, it's all happening this week.
Fire and ice. Oh yeah, and rain. All this week. We start with ice from Sunday through Tuesday. Battling old man winter, even though it's still fall. Temperatures falling to record levels. Look at this, negative 29 degrees Sunday in Potomac, Montana. But CNN meteorologist Tyler Malden says get used to it.
A long duration of below average temperatures for many of us across the country.
And more than 10 million people under winter weather alerts.
Look at all the snowfall we're going to see across the northern Rockies and going on into the plains in the Midwest.
The snow will help firefighters battling wildfires in Colorado, but in Northern California, Monday means critical fire weather conditions, which will eventually shift to Southern California, all because of strong Santa Ana winds combined with very low humidity and the dryness. And that means the potential for rapid fire growth and extreme fire behavior. Down south, folks are keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Zeta, expected to become a hurricane by early Tuesday and make landfall somewhere along the Gulf Coast Wednesday. But CNN meteorologist Allison Chinchar says where it makes landfall might not matter.
One of the biggest threats will be, regardless of landfall, the amount of rain. Widespread amounts from this, not just along the coast, but even farther inland.
Louisiana has already taken a beating this year. If that's where Zeta makes landfall, it would set a record for the most landfalls there in a season. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
For the first time ever, NASA is confirming there is water below the surface of the moon that's exposed to the sun. The agency announced the discovery on Monday, saying it was made using the SOFIA telescope. It observed the moon in mid-flight from a modified Boeing 747 jet, but the amount of water is just a fraction of what you would find in the Sahara Desert. In a separate study, NASA said that there could be more water than previously believed, in tiny lunar ice particles that are permanently protected from the sun. That discovery was made using NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, which circles the moon. Scientists say that water could be a crucial resource in future moon missions, including NASA's Artemis program, which is currently set to return Americans to the moon by 2024. The two discoveries were first publicized by the journal Nature Astronomy.
Some animals at the Brookfield Zoo in Illinois are enjoying a popular Halloween treat. No, not candy. The zoo's 2 sloth bears, African lions, and a snow leopard cub, and more, got carved pumpkins this week. Some of the gourds were filled with fruit, bones, bugs, spices, or even meat. Some of the animals got right to work eating the pumpkins, while others spent time checking them out and playing with them. Staff say giving the animals food they don't normally get is a way to physically and mentally stimulate them. Looks like it's working.
Coming up after the break, Heather Bricker will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this week's Crusader and national sports. Stick with us.
Current temperatures around our area are pretty chilly, and it's going to drop down just a little bit lower later on in the evening. 46 in Valparaiso, 45 in Gary, and 44 over in Chicago. The radar's looking pretty quiet for us right now. However, the rest of the United States is seeing a little bit more weather than we are. Rain down in Cincinnati, and even parts of Bismarck are seeing some snow. Wind speeds around the area, we are getting 10-mile-per-hour winds. As those clouds set up directly north on the lake, those winds will be enhancing later on this evening. The 48-hour chance of rain, we are going to see that rain chance go right up on Friday evening. It's going to drop right back down on Friday afternoon, and then the rest of the week and into Saturday, those rain chances will be out of the area. Now we see this lake-enhanced rain right here, and it's going to transition a little bit depending on how cold we get on Friday morning. It might be a little bit of snow, but it might be freezing rain as well. We're right on the freezing line right there. Friday, we are going to see those clouds move out of the area, and then by Saturday, those clouds might be a little bit patchy here and there, but that sun is going to come through, and it's going to feel pretty nice for the Halloween trick-or-treaters. Future temperatures around the area, by tonight, we're going to drop down to 40 degrees, 42 in Gary, and 34 over in Chicago. Now by tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, we are going to hit a high of 43 and 43 in the Gary area, and for around the Midwest, really, we're going to be seeing similar temperatures. Now by Saturday, we are going to be seeing those temperatures dip right back down to around freezing, but by Saturday, we are going to hit a high of around 54 or 55 degrees, which is nice. Now we are going to be seeing a little bit of loss of daylight here with daylight savings. We are going to lose about an hour and 8 minutes exactly on this Sunday, and we are going to be feeling those effects right now. I know we already are with the lack of sunlight, but it's going to be nice to see more sun in the future forecast. Now for the rest of us in the trick-or-treaters, we are going to hit that high of 55 on Saturday. Sunday, we are going to hit a low of 26. But by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we are going to see that sun come right through, and we're going to hit a high of 64 by Wednesday and Thursday. Back to you guys.
Well, it is good to see that we're going to have a possibly much better Halloween than last year. But thanks, Heather. After the break, we'll have a recap of this past week's Crusader and national sports. The football team had their last scrimmage of the season Saturday. The Crusaders have been playing scrimmages against each other for the past couple of weeks. Some fans could be seen standing outside the fence in support of the team, abiding by COVID-19 regulations. Thank you to all who supported them in their scrimmages, and we look forward to a hopefully upcoming spring football season. Big Ten football officially started their season this past Saturday. The season is compressed down to 8 conference season games to be eligible for the college football playoffs. The Saturday game saw many upsets. 8th-ranked Penn State lost in a thriller in overtime to Indiana, and Michigan State lost to Rutgers at home. This was Rutgers' first Big Ten conference win since 2017. Other notable Big Ten games, 18th-ranked Michigan beat 21st-ranked Minnesota 49-24 on the road, and 5th-ranked Ohio State beat Nebraska 52-17. Game 6 of the World Series was Tuesday night, with the advantage to the Dodgers coming in with a 3-2 series lead. Rays pitcher Blake Snell was pulled in the 6th inning after only 73 pitches and giving up no runs. The Dodgers would score 2 runs off of the relievers to take a 2-1 lead. Mookie Betts would seal the deal in the 8th inning with a home run to left center. The Dodgers won the series with a 4-2 series advantage for the first World Series championship in 23 years. Dodgers shortstop Corey Seager was a World Series MVP. However, the game was not without controversy. Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner was pulled mid-game due to a positive COVID-19 test. Turner would join the Dodgers in the celebration after the game as well, even with the positive COVID test. We wait on a response from the MLB to see the implications of Turner's actions. NASCAR has seen one of the longest weather delays in a long time. The scheduled race for Texas started on time Sunday, but was interrupted by a missed 50 laps in that came over the track. Efforts were done to try up the track, but eventually the race was moved to Monday in hopes of a clearer day. Weather again would have another laugh at racing, as for both Monday and Tuesday, a mist and rain fell over the track, causing for the postponement until Wednesday afternoon. Forecast called for the rain to finally be over, but after a 72-hour rain delay, the race finally was able to restart. Lots of fuel strategy took place as leader Kyle Busch looked to hold off of pursuing Martin Truex Jr. Busch was able to hold off Truex's push to claim his first victory of the year and extend his win streak to 16 straight years of having at least one win, which starts from 2005, which was his first career full-time Cup Series ride. But another interesting news of the Big Ten, the Wisconsin-Nebraska game has been canceled due to many COVID tests, and it will not be rescheduled, which could have implications because I know the Big Ten has a 21-day quarantine after you do test positive for COVID. So we'll see what happens with Wisconsin after this.
Hopefully no more games get canceled.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Well, thank you, Nick. After the break, Heather will have a final look at the weather.
It's going to be a cold day tomorrow, but by Saturday, that Halloween forecast is looking pretty nice for those trick-or-treaters, even if there are COVID precautions. But by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we are going to see a high of 64, which is really nice and kind of a nice change.
Well, thanks, Heather. Election Day is only a few days away, so remember to cast your vote. If you are voting in person, remember to leave yourself enough time to vote, as voter turnout around the country is higher than ever. This means lines will be longer as well. If you have sent in a mail-in ballot, a majority of states offer a way to check the process of your ballot, like tracking a package from Amazon. Remember to check in to see where it is in the process to make sure your vote counts. Go to your state's voter information page, and there should be more information for you there. Also, keep track of different rules in place in your state for voting, as some of them are still being changed only a few days away before the election. And finally, even though voting will end on November 3rd, with the amount of mail-in ballots this year, counting will take longer. The results won't be ready for a few days. Be patient while waiting and be careful of false information that might come out before the results are official. Remember, your vote counts, even if you feel it doesn't.
Thanks, Nick, for that important information. Hey, I have a question for you guys. What Halloween creature are you most afraid of?
Well, I'm not really necessarily scared of clowns or anything, but you know, in like haunted houses, the guy that chases you with the bloody chainsaw really freaks me out. I really don't like that.
I mean, I'm not really scared of any monsters, I would say. Just maybe like jump scares, like just most random jump scares possible. Like some you can expect, some they're just completely out of blue. But I wouldn't say like monsters in general.
Man, if you guys have a question for us, send it our way on Facebook or Twitter, and we might answer it. You can send us screenshots of forums, questions you've been asked, or questions that you have yourselves.
From all of us at VUTV, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next Thursday on 15 News.